or EAC, is CDD's dedicated hub for real-time analysis, fact-checking, and narrative tracking. From now until after the polls, this center will operate as an independent, non-partisan engine, monitoring information flow, identifying threats to electoral integrity, and providing grounded, data-driven insights to the public, media, and key institutions. Now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to hand over the mic to the EAC Chair, Professor Victor Adetula. One round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Once again, you are welcome to the EAC of the CDD. We are very happy to have you here because you're very important, critical stakeholder in the Nigerian electoral process, and especially our colleagues from the media. I think this is one unique platform even assigned specific responsibility in our constitution, so your role cannot just wave aside. We all know why we are here, and the Anambra governorship election in particular stands out in many respects. We are beginning to experience new dynamics or renewal of good dynamics in Nigerian electoral process. So it will be a test of what INEC and also ask us questions which we will be glad to respond to. Once again, on behalf of the EAC of CDD, we welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the press statement for the opening of the Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. This is the press statement for the opening of the Election Analysis Center of the Center for Democracy and Development. CDD West Africa warns of the low competitiveness, voter apathy, and fragility of key electoral institutions ahead of Anambra 2025 governorship election. The Center for Democracy and Development, CDD West Africa, welcomes you to the opening of its Election Analysis Center, CDEAC, ahead of the 8th November 2025 Anambra State governorship election. This is the first outside to make their voices heard in electing the next state governor. While it is ordinarily acting to note INEC's report of a 98.8% CDC collection rate, there is still some concern that this will not translate into a high enough voter turnout. The Center for Democracy and Development, CDD West Africa, has released two reports, Anambra 2025, a barometer of party fortunes, federal minds, and personalities, and evaluating disinformation risk ahead of the 2025 governorship election in Anambra State. Together, these reports show that this election is a decisive test of Nigeria's democratic resilience, institutional credibility, and political competitiveness. We have deployed 178 trained and accredited observers across all 21 local government areas, with our methodology targeting polling units with high volumes and a prior history of election-related issues. We have also deployed 57 grassroots monitors, known as soldiers of mouth, who will help in addressing the information disorder incidents, corroborate fact checks, and help us monitor the way that parties and politicians and even members of the public engage in this information. Also, we have deployed 30 mandate protection observers who will spot and report any electoral irregularities to the relevant agencies. On institutional preparedness, INEC has taken steps to improve preparedness, but INEC has taken steps to improve preparation, but confidence remains fragile. The CBR process exposed logistical gaps that need to be urgently addressed. The judiciary also has a crucial responsibility. Delayed rulings and uncertainty about candidates' eligibility continue to damage public trust. A major concern, the internal crisis within Nigeria's major political parties at the moment has weakened electoral competitiveness in the Anambra governorship elections. On the security landscape, security threats remain a major concern in Hiala, Nnewi South, Urumba South, and border communities such as Lidu, Azia, and Awka. Weak oversight of vigilante groups and the long-standing violent environment contributes to a low risk of voter turnout. Security agencies must act professionally and protect voters without bias. On incumbency and federal might, Awka and the incumbent governor benefit from disability advantages, new strategic political alignment, and control of state influence channels. The Anambra State Signage and Advertisement Agency announced on June 11, 2025, that it had set a permit fee of 15 million for political parties wishing to use billboards and conduct other outdoor campaign activities. This limits access for different political parties and increases the cost of campaigns, which are capped at 1 billion naira under Section 88, subsection 2 of the 2022 Electoral Act. On the information ecosystem, based on the extensive information ecosystem assessment conducted in the state, CDD West Africa has highlighted with great attention that information disorder is a major threat to the success of this election. Findings from this assessment revealed unequal access to information among the population, gender-specific vulnerabilities and inadequate stakeholder preparedness, and persistent electoral risk. These factors have collectively enabled the widespread circulation of disinformation, and hate speech. Specifically, 7 dominant patterns of information manipulation were identified. 1. Targeting of security institutions with partisan bias claims. 2. Exploitation of religious divides. 3. Manipulation of political endorsement narratives. 4. Weaponization of insecurity. Distortion of campaign statements made in Igbo based on differing linguistic interpretation. 6. Narratives questioning INEC's competence and preparedness. 7. Gendered hate speech and violence campaigns aimed at discouraging women's participation in politics. In response, CDD West Africa rolled out multiple interventions to mitigate this risk. These include capacity building sessions for stakeholders on identifying and countering information disorders, as well as engaging content creators across the state who are taking the fight against misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech to social media. Representation of women, youth, and persons with disability. Exclusion filters. Only 2 women are contesting, both from minor parties. Youth enthusiasm is high, but generational leadership gap remains. There are no persons with disability candidates, and political sponsors of leavers and IREM for security agencies to protect citizens without intimidation or selective enforcement. For civil society and media, fully operational. Our disinformation experts will be working throughout the period to monitor, fact-check, and respond to emerging narratives. Citizens are encouraged to report suspicious content to our WhatsApp helpline at 07041502898. The 2025 Anambra governorship election is more than a subnational election. CDD West Africa calls on all actors to prioritize national interests, protect democratic integrity, and ensure a peaceful, credible, and inclusive election. Signed, Dr. Garba Dauda, Director CDD West Africa, and Professor Victor Adesina, Chair of the CDD Election Analysis Center. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shea, for reading that statement.
So if you have questions or intervention requiring further clarification, we want to take that and respond to them.
Thank you very much. My name is Friday Local. I work with RS News. One of the fears that are very great people, stakeholders in the election management and conduct is the fact that Anambra State is on the negative side in terms of voter apathy. Why? In terms of voter apathy, I don't know if
on the negative side.
there are fears in terms of people coming out to vote, even though we are told that security-wise, narratives are very changing.
Can I correct? There are no fears in our state.
Are you the one answering for them?
Yeah, statistically and historically, there have been voter apathy in Anambra election. In 2021, just about 10% voter turnout. And my fear is that the trend may continue for some reasons we have already identified, which is issues of elimination of voter confidence in the electoral process and institutions. And especially after the 2023, the follow-up of 2023 elections, and also the fact that it appears that there is no clear context in this particular election, which also impinge on the ability of the political parties to mobilize the voters. Thank you.
Just like my colleague has said, and if you get copies of all our statements, they have reason, especially not to scale up confidence in the electoral process. At another program this morning, the similar question came up, and I said that if you have been eating black glue by a mad person, and you see a mechanic dressed in his outfit walking towards you, you start running away. And given that some of the key institutions, like Prof said, that has the responsibility to change, have resorted to other means of affecting the judgment of the people. Now, the people also are getting more reasonable. And the question is that, would they want to risk their life? And you know, our report identified so many risks, actual and potential. So you find that citizens are weighing this risk as they make decisions whether to do or not to do. But with the short time still remaining, we do hope that the critical players in the political space in Anambra, will let the people do the right thing and at the right time. Another question.
No, I'm a good person.
I have a question.
Did he raise before me?
Thank you. My name is David Chizeleke. I work for Disney Newspaper as Anambra correspondent. CDD West Africa is the foremost democracy protection body that some of us know. And I am thinking that your views count a lot. We have talked about voting if they turn out for election. They have tried to argue a lot about that. Some people understood it not to be vote buying, others think it is still vote buying. But I want to ask you, Afsidi, if you think helping members of your party to come out en masse and vote in the election amounts to vote buying. Another is an appeal I want to make that you ensure that the text you have read get to us, especially some of us in the print. It will be useful to us. Thank you.
Right away on that last question, the documents are available, and then before you leave here, you have come.
All right. Thank you. I am Princess Efi Ajide of the Anambra Broadcasting Service. From your data made available to us, we know that in some communities and local governments, there are more fatalities than incidences. And I'd like to ask, does this mean that while going out tomorrow, we need to watch our backs in those communities? Or is there something that we should know that we have not known already? And earlier I had requested for the soft copies of all these data if it's available. I will kidnap you. You want to kidnap me for bad
Let me ask to one of the questions. All right, good afternoon. My name is Vincent Sobushi. I report for Quality TV. So I want to ask, as civil society organizations, can you tell us how far you really sensitize the people of Anambra when it comes to this election? How can you rate their acceptance or their response to the election, hoping to be held tomorrow? Thank you.
Hoping to? Are you trying to say it's not going to be held tomorrow?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You still want to add?
She wants to correct.
Let me correct the hoping to. So how do you assess the election that will be coming up tomorrow?
That will be held tomorrow. The best
That will be
phone.
held.
She wants us to assess the election that will be coming.
No, the level of acceptance by the citizens and the observers like you.
Well, at the level of observer monitors, you can see how prepared we are. I think in the past 1.5 hours, about 4 situation rooms have given reports about what they have observed so far and what they have analyzed. In our report, we also draw attention to the level of preparedness of the critical institutions, and we say that things are still hanging. We still expect so much, and I will use that to key into the question about the data and the analysis. The analysis and the data is not meant to create fear.
Okay.
Rather is to alert agencies, institutions responsible to heed what, if you look at the caption of our statement, it's like warning them that look, we are flashing it out. So it's not to create fear, but to draw attention that there are places where you have to look out for security agencies. If it will require doubling your effort in that area, you have to do that. INEC, be more watchful. That's what we are. To that. Another question was raised on job security.
He has gone. The person that asked the question has gone.
Oh, he's here.
Also, we
Where
can
is
let go.
Then he should remind us his question.
What's the question?
That's the question.
What is the question?
Goodbye.
I was talking about vote buying and what you think of what the governor, the process
Okay.
the government is starting there.
Again, since you have asked for our report, we mentioned vote buying within the context of regular use of resources for political and election-related purposes. And it's one thing to identify it, it's another thing for those alleged to be using that to come up with defense. The constitution, the electoral law, electoral guideline is very clear on what constitutes vote buying. But you know how smart our politicians are. They can use findings to redefine that. And at another instance, they were calling it Bibo Kosebe. That means vote and be able to cook soup. So you can just imagine that. And the responsibility to put this on the check is for everybody. We have said that repeatedly, and in the past 4 years that I've been involved, that one of the problems we have in this society, they are our politicians. That if we have them have a change of attitude, at least we'll be more than 70% up in our performance. But how that will happen is the responsibility. The line, special line, dedicated line for reporting such cases. With respect to us, we have spoken that if you see any misuse of information, we even went ahead to give a dedicated line you can call about this. I think it also applies in the case where you see some of this. If you cannot approach the necessary agency, we also will do that on your behalf. Thank you.
For those
So
of
in
us
that
going
case-
live, can you call out the numbers for citizens
Situation reports.
to also report any incident in their unit?
Our number, our WhatsApp
No, the
number,
dedicated lines
Line.
that they can reach out to.
we have the line in the report, but if you want me to read it out again,
Yes, please.
we call it headline 070 4150 2298 070 4150 2298.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. As we now transition, the Elections Analysis Center will fully proceed into operations. Our analysts will continue tracking narratives, verifying claims, and sharing evidence-based updates throughout the election process. We encourage you to stay connected with us, follow the briefings, and help ensure verified information reaches the public faster than false narratives. Once again, on behalf of the Center for Democracy and Development, I want to thank everyone here present, the media, our partners, observers, colleagues, and citizens following us. My name is Ferry Salih Lukman, and with this, we officially conclude our opening briefing and formally kick the EAC into full swing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Before you leave, please, if you would do us the honor of enjoying our tea break, which will serve there's people to direct you back to the hall.
No, this has nothing to do with it.
Then, what did they say? This one are chat and comments.
This to pause.
Where the pause?
This is pause. That's pause now.
Yeah.